Hi, I'm Andy Temte, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Muse. Start your weekend with musings that are designed to support your journey of personal and professional continuous improvement and improve financial literacy around the world. Today is March the 1st, 2025. As we continue our journey to improve financial literacy and awareness of myriad financial concepts, let's take a deeper dive into the relationship between price and value of the goods and services that we buy. Last week, we introduced the concept of value and noted the difference between the price paid for a product or service and the value derived from consuming or using that same product or service. Optimally, for an individual consumer, the value you derive is greater than the price that you pay. Now, the main outcome from last week's lesson was that by focusing on the value we derive from a product or service, we will, on average, make better decisions about what we buy, and we will experience less waste from purchases we really don't need or want. We will experience less emotional regret, which is also known as buyer's remorse, about our buying habits. We will end up with purchases that provide greater utility or usefulness to us, and we'll end up with more money to save for emergencies, major purchases, and/or retirement. As a side note, remember that when I'm talking about value, I'm not referring to things that are cheap or substandard in quality. I'm talking about the product or service's worth to you as the consumer. Since I've asked you to start thinking more about the value you derive from the things you buy, it's instructive to understand how companies set the market price of their products. Economists would love us to believe that corporate decision makers evaluate elaborate supply and demand curves and set the market price as the intersection between supply and demand. Now, conceptually, this is true across all buyers and sellers of a product, that there is indeed some type of Adam Smith-style invisible hand that sets market-clearing prices. However, at the individual company level, a tool known as value analysis is frequently used to set the price of their goods. In value analysis, the individual attributes of a product are determined, and then strategic pricing personnel work in conjunction with the company's marketing team to identify broad groupings of consumers by establishing what are known as consumer personas. Current and potential customers are then placed into these persona groupings and are surveyed about how much they would pay for each product attribute. For example, let's suppose that we work at Fiskars, the scissors company, and we need to set the price of a new product offering, which is, big surprise, a pair of scissors. The marketing team has identified two customer persona groups. One is a 61-year-old do-it-yourself male homeowner, that's me, or people like me, and a 39-year-old female mother of school-aged children. Now, the strategic pricing team has engaged with the product development team to identify three primary product attributes. The first attribute is the fit of the scissors in the user's hand. The second is the duration of blade sharpness. How long do the blades stay sharp? And the third is the ability to efficiently cut through multiple material types. A cohort of actual and prospective customers is developed for both of these customer persona groups, and those groups are asked a series of questions about how much they value each of the three attributes I've described. Specifically, how much would they pay for each attribute, holding the value of all other attributes constant? Survey results are then tallied, and an estimate of the optimal product price equals the sum of the dollar values that are assigned to each product attribute from the survey. The outcome from value analysis is then compared to the price charged for similar items by the company's competition, and it's also compared to the cost of building the product plus a profit margin that will allow Fiskars to earn a return on their investment of building these wonderful new scissors. These three price estimates are then correlated with one another and evaluated to arrive at the price you see in the store. Now, the reason I'm introducing you to how the price of the products you purchase is set in the real world is to help you think about value as the sum of a product's individual attributes. I totally understand that doing your own calculation for each product you buy would be incredibly tedious, and I don't recommend this type of analysis for everything you buy, as doing so would likely lead to analysis paralysis. However, to get started thinking about how you value the things you buy, I do recommend focusing on 5 attributes that apply to almost all purchases that you make. They are, number 1, the aesthetic value of the product. How does the product look? Does its aesthetic fit within your lifestyle? Unless you're a complete utilitarian, aesthetics matter to most of us. Second is emotional value. How does the product make you feel when you're using it? Does it bring you joy or does it bring you frustration? Emotions matter, and we tend to pay a little bit more for products that make us feel better. Next is utilitarian value. Does the product do the job it's intended to do efficiently and effectively? Utilitarian value can be further broken down into individual product features, so the utilitarian value is a complicated process in and of itself. Next is the monetary value. Is the product priced to fit within my budget? And then finally is brand value. Does the brand, Fiskars, have meaning to me? Does it convey a message of trust and reliability? Now, there are many other factors to consider when determining the value you derive from using a product or service, but these are the big ones to consider. Remember that our goal is to make better decisions about what we spend money on so that we can use our money more wisely. As an individual consumer, we want our assessment of value to exceed the price that we pay. We want to minimize the likelihood of buyer's remorse or these feelings of regret by thinking more carefully about the things we buy without tipping over into the spin cycle of analysis paralysis. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I wish you grace, dignity, and compassion. My name is Andy Temte. This is the Saturday Morning Muse. You can find us on all the major streaming services. Please like, subscribe, rate, and most importantly, share this public good with your friends and your neighbors. The show is produced by Nicholas Temte, and we will see you next time on the Saturday Morning Muse.